Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to make these beautiful double brick fringe earrings. I hope you learned something. Let's make. Okay, so we're going to start with beads. You should have beads. I have seed beads, 3 colors: white, yellow, black, and Miyuki gold. I didn't have gold seed beads. And nylon thread, and also you should have a beading needle. And finally, you should have pliers for the hooks, the earring hooks. Okay, let's begin. So you pick 4 beads, pull them towards the end of the thread, but make sure you leave a tail of about 4 to 5 inches. Insert the needle through the first 2 beads as shown. Make sure the thread is tight. Make sure it's tight. Then insert the needle back through the last 2 beads. Yeah, then back through the first 2 beads, so that it can secure, we want to secure it, and then back through the last 2 beads. Pick another 2 beads, pass the needle through the last 2 beads, and back through the 2 beads that you just picked. This is called a ladder stitch. So pick 2 beads again, it's advisable for you to use the same type of beads. If it's seed beads, please use seed beads. Don't be like me. I didn't have golden seed beads, or I didn't have yellow, white, or black Miyuki beads. So pass the needle through the last 2 beads, and back through the 2 beads that you just picked. Yes, make sure it's tight. Pick another 2 beads, pass the needle through the last 2 beads, and finally back through the 2 beads that you just picked. Pick another 2 beads, pass the needle through the last 2 beads, pass the needle through the last 2 beads, and finally through the 2 beads that you just picked. So do that until you get to the end of the row. If you want the pattern, please, I'll place the link on my description box. Yes, so do that until you get to the end of the row. So the first row is done. turn your work, cut the extra tail, pick 4 beads to begin a new row. Pick 4 beads and you insert the needle, pass the needle through the second loop of stitch. Please note, pass the needle through the second loop of stitch. Skip the first loop. Make sure the thread is tight. Pass the needle through the last 2 beads and through the first 2 beads, and finally through the last 2 beads. Pick 2 beads, insert the needle through the next loop of stitch. Please note, pass the needle through the loop of stitch and through the 2 beads that you just picked. We are creating something we call a brick stitch. So pick 2 beads, insert the needle through the loop of stitch and back through the 2 beads that you just picked. So please continue doing that until you get to the end of the row. With the second row, turn your work to begin the third row. So you pick 4 beads. We are repeating the same thing. The same thing that you did on the second row is what you'll do throughout until you get to the top of the triangle. So pick 4 beads to begin a new row. Pass the needle through the second loop of stitch. Always remember, we are skipping the first loop of thread. Then pass the needle through the last 2 beads. Then back through the first 2 beads. And finally, back through the last 2 beads. Make sure your work is tight. Pick 2 beads, pass the needle through the next loop of thread and then back through the 2 beads that you just picked. Do that until you get to the end of the row. we are on the last row, so pick 4 beads as you did in all the rows. Pick 4 beads, then you pass the needle through the loop of stitch, then back through the last 2 beads and through the first 2 beads and through the last. So I'll do this off camera, but you should maneuver the needle through the triangle until you get to the very bottom of it, so that we can start a new fringe. Please, if possible, use a long needle to make the fringe. So pick beads as shown on the pattern. Yeah, slide the beads through the needle to make the first fringe. So once you're done with picking the beads, you pass the needle through all the beads, skipping the last bead. Always skip the last bead. So pass the needle through all the beads as shown. Make sure that the thread is not too tight. Pass the needle through the 2 beads as shown. Pass the needle through the 2 beads so that you can make the second fringe. So you pick the beads for the second fringe. So the final step is to insert the hook. Insert it on the top part of the triangle and use pliers to secure it. So now we're done with our work. The earrings is very beautiful. Please remember that if you're interested, if you want to make this exact pattern, you can purchase the pattern, and the link is on my description box. Thank you very much.